Ladies and gentlemen, these are the top stories from the world of Formula One for this week. We are going racing in Mexico City for the Mexico City Grand Prix. All eyes are on Max Verstappen because he is set to clinch his fifth world title and he will close the gap further to the McLaren drivers. That's what the rumors say anyway. Then we will have all eyes on the smooth operator, last year's race winner in Mexico. We will see how he can bounce back because he will have a five-place grid drop for causing the collision with Kimi Antonelli in the Circuit of the Americas. Then we will also see if Nico Hulkenberg can continue to score some points because he scored some points last time around in the United States Grand Prix. Up next, we have Andrea Stella indulging in his delusion. This is what he had to say after losing points consistently, massive chunks of point consistently for the last four races to Red Bull Racing, to Max Verstappen in the championship standings. The fact that there are 5 races and 2 sprints mean that we can also increase the gap to Max. That's how I see things, Stella said. I think we have good tracks coming for our car. This is what he said, but the reality is they already had some good tracks. Like Singapore was a textbook McLaren track and they were very fast in the circuit in race conditions, but they couldn't manage to capitalize on it because of the shit racecraft of Lando Norris, and also it's difficult to overtake around Singapore. Then in Kota, they were supposed to be fast because last year they were pretty quick, and then Norris and Piastri, Piastri, couldn't even manage to extract the maximum performance from the MCL 39. Lando Norris, on the other hand, could, but unfortunately, again, his racecraft and overtaking skills are a little bit, sketchy. It's insane to say that Andrea Stella from McLaren is still indulging that they can increase the gap to Max. Obviously, you have to be optimistic, but this is a little bit too delusional. But I guess we will see how it pans out. Up next, we have some guys, some ethical hackers found out that the FIA has very poor security, like FIA's website. So basically, there is this website of FIA for the drivers where they can manage their super license things and their profiles. Basically, what they did is here, in terms of roles in the HTTP request, they changed the roles from null to admin, and then they got admin privileges. Like, it was that easy. So it's very interesting to see that the pinnacle of motorsport, which have great cybersecurity sponsors like CrowdStrike and Darktrace. CrowdStrike is, I think, the sponsor of Mercedes, and Darktrace is the sponsor of McLaren. These people, you can just change the name from admin and description to admin role, and then immediately you will get the admin privileges in the FIA driver categorization, and you can have access to the entire dashboard and the private details of the drivers. And they have found out Max Verstappen's passport details. They have obviously deleted the numbers because they are ethical people, and they have sent the details to FIA via email and LinkedIn. And it seems that they're gonna go ahead and take some actions, but it's comical to see that the pinnacle of motorsport is suffering from this issue. Anyway, we move on. Yuki Tsunoda has has collided every time he has competed in the in the Mexico City Grand Prix. This crash is between Yuki Tsunoda and Alex Albon in 2024. Here is another angle of that where Yuki completely loses it and bends it into the wall. Then this collision happened between Yuki Tsunoda and the McLaren of Oscar Piastri in the 2023 Mexico City Grand Prix. This is another angle of that. This is where he got lifted up. This is, I think, a different angle of that. This is, I think, the year before that. The point that I'm trying to make is that Yuki Tsunoda is sketchy around the Mexico City Grand Prix, and right now he is Max Verstappen's teammate, and Max Verstappen is behind 40 points of Oscar Piastri in the championship standings. And now I am not insinuating that this time Yuki Tsunoda will dive bomb into turn 1, go bowling, and take both of the McLarens out, allowing Max Verstappen to pull 25 points into Oscar Piastri's lead. I am not saying that will happen, but it looks like Yuki Tsunoda, goes full kamikaze in the Mexico City Grand Prix, which is very interesting to see, and we will see how that pans out in the title fight situation. We move on. IndyCar racing winner Colton Herta will make his Formula 2 debut from 2026 with high-tech team backed by Cadillac. I mean, he is a good driver. I mean, in IndyCar, he has been good. So I guess we will see if he can go ahead and win. If he wins F2 or if he is like, in the top 2 or top 3 of F2, if it is a close fight, then I'm pretty sure he could get a full-time Formula 1 driving seat in the upcoming years. But I guess we'll see. He's 25 years old, which is a little bit old by Formula 1 standards if you're trying to debut into the sport. And but I guess, Formula 1 as a sport is pretty wild and anything can happen. Let's see if we finally have a competent American driver after all of the issues that we had in the recent American drivers in Formula 1. Anyway, we move on. Oliver Bearman, my favorite rookie of the 2025 Formula 1 season, has been getting a lot of hatred from a lot of people. Some of it is legit and some of it is plain stupid. So basically what happened is he attempted a dive bomb move against Yuki Tsunoda, and Yuki didn't move much or whatever, but Oliver got spooked. Like, that's basically it. It was a 50-50 move, and when the move was about to happen, he got spooked, ran off track, had a spin, lost a position, lost a couple of points because of that. Blamed Yuki Tsunoda in the post-race press conference elaborately. He spent like 30 seconds yapping shit about the shortest driver on the Formula 1 grid because he himself got spooked. I get that. And a lot of people are pointing out like he has 10 penalty points on his super license, he better watch out, it's not like he's driving well, etc., etc. But you have to understand that he's a rookie, he's going to make this type of mistakes, he's going to be dumb, he's going to be stupid, he's going to do collisions, get penalty points. His first deduction of penalty points will come in November the 3rd. Right now he has 10 penalty points on his super license, so he needs to keep his nose clean in the Mexico City Grand Prix. So anyway, the point is, cut some slack to him, man. I'm not just saying because he's British, because I'm not Sky Sports. I am not British myself, I don't give two shits. But the thing is, he is fast, he is quick, and he is beating the shit out of Esteban Ocon. And after the United States Grand Prix, where Oliver Bearman scored a couple of points despite having that spin, it was a misjudgment, completely his fault. He got spooked, and blaming Yuki Tsunoda for that is completely not cool. I get that, but at the same time, scored a couple of points. Esteban Ocon was comfortably outside of the points, and on the radio, the French experienced driver, teammate of Oliver, he said that, guys, what are you doing with me? You're screaming. Like, basically his undertone was, you guys are fucking me up, while Oliver is out there, picking up points. That's actually fun for me to see, because Esteban Ocon is the type of guy who always talks shit about the car and the team and, makes his teammates' life miserable for no reason. So it's fun to see him going through something horrible as the 2025 Formula 1 season, the later half anyway. And Oliver Bearman is partly to be credited for that. So I guess there are positives and negatives of having Oliver Bearman on the track. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.